Hello children, I welcome you all to our English class of class 10. Today we are going to discuss about our unit 5 and the theme is social issues. In this we have the story about the storied house given in two readings, reading A and reading B in two parts, and we have a poem Abandoned given in reading C. So let's listen to them and understand them in detail. The Storied House 1. Vaman Govind Hoval, who is the author of this lesson, born in 1938, is one of the most well-known Marathi writers to highlight the plight of Dalits. Hoval is also known for his rustic style, crisp dialogue and tongue-in-cheek humor that often startles the readers. This story particularly is a powerful symbol of Dalit awakening in India. It contributes greatly to the dynamics of Dalit emancipation. It tells us the heartrending story of Bayaji, who belongs to the Maha community of Maharashtra. This, of course, portrays the worst scene of the caste system, but a powerful enrichment of Dalits from nowhere, a view of hope prevailing within them. So, children, this story entirely talks about Bayaji's life, his dreams, about his family, and what did he do to make his dream come true, and what finally happened to him. So let's listen to that carefully. Bayaji had crossed 60 years but was sound in health. He worked honestly for 35 years and retired as a supervisor from the dockyard. He wanted to settle in his own village. He started on a bus and it gave trouble in the middle of the journey. The conductor asked the passengers to get down and push the bus. They all pushed it with all their strength and the bus started. It gave out different sounds as it was moving like a truant child being dragged to the school, and finally he reached home safely. On his way home, he met Bujaba, the village headman, who was the villain in their village. Bayaji said only greetings to Bujaba, and so he got angry as he felt that the respect was missing in his salutations to be conveyed to the village headman while addressing him. During the talk, he understood that Bayaji retired and got an amount of 2,500 rupees with him after his retirement. He was so particular about knowing that number from Bayaji. Bayaji felt like he wanted to knock down Bujaba with the box that he was carrying on his head, but he controlled himself and moved in his way to his home. He reached his home and his grandchildren were all shouting, "Baijunana is here," and his mother, who was 85 years old, came out to see him. Everyone was happy at his arrival. He had 8 children, 6 sons and 2 daughters, who were all settled except the youngest one who was still studying. They wanted to know what Bayaji had brought for them out of his earnings, but he hadn't brought anything for them except some household articles. They were all a little upset and said that they wanted something precious. But after listening to Bayaji's plan, they were all convinced, and he said that he wanted to give them something permanent. He desired to build a storied house so that all of them could live happily in it. The plan was finalized and the foundation stone was laid on an auspicious New Year day. The Storied House 2. The first part of the story deals with the Bayaji and his family's decision about building a storied house. In this reading, the news of Bayaji building a storied house spreads like a wildfire in the village. Till then, there was only one storied house in the village, and that belonged to Kondiba Patil, a representative of upper caste, and so he could not bear it. One day, Kondiba came to Bayaji and warned him against constructing a storied house, but Bayaji built a secret story within wooden stairs in the kitchen. He invited his relatives for the housewarming ceremony. The upper caste elders were invited for the pan supari. Bayaji's sons decorated the house beautifully. Well-known devotional singers sang songs. When every invitee was happy, Bujaba and Kondiba came along with some villains. They could not bear to see the merriment there. The upper caste elders were taken to the first floor. Bayaji offered them betel leaves. Bujaba took it but did not eat it. They all wanted to teach Bayaji a lesson. When the bhajan was going on seriously, Bayaji's new house caught fire from all the sides. He was very anxious, he became frantic, he lost his nerve and started running here and there and crying out loud about his house being burnt. Women were all sent out. People tried to quench the fire, but they could not do it. Bayaji was burnt all over. His hopes had been reduced to ashes. While he was dying, he asked his children his last wish. His wish was that his children should build a storied house. Saying this, he collapsed. All his family, along with his old mother, cried out bitterly. The entire family was shocked. Next morning, the news was spread that it was an accident and the house caught fire due to the petromox flare-up. The house was burning before the housewarming ceremony came to an end. Bayaji did not enjoy his retired life was the heart-wrenching fact that is talked by everyone. After the Bayaji's funeral, sons decided to build a house not with a concealed first floor, that is not with a secret first floor children, but they wanted to build a regular two-storied house, and they started their work without fearing the village headman. They said that their father's soul could not rest in peace unless they did it. Thus, the writer Howell portrays the importance of Dalit empowerment in India. He brings out the emotional element of housewarming function which turned into a funeral. Now let us know about the reading C, a poem by Dr. Surya Nazim, Abandoned. Dr. Surya Nazim in this poem describes how some small children are being abandoned by some families for some unknown reasons, and she even describes the suffering of such babies. Dr. Surya Nazim writes straight from her heart and chooses simple style so that everyone understands easily. The prescriptions that she writes are from her brain, but the poems that she writes are definitely from her heart. The central idea of the poem discussed is that because of such people, the only sin for such babies is to be born. In this poem, a newborn baby is left in an open garbage bin at night. Mosquitoes and insect bites are troubling the baby's small fingers. The foul smell coming out of the disposed garbage and the bacteria that's bred on this are really troubling the baby in a very awful manner, but the baby is unable to call for any kind of rescue. The loud cries given out by the baby are not heard in that mysterious silence of the night. Even the destiny left the baby alone. Hence, the poet calls the baby as an outcast of the destiny. The baby that was lying in the garbage bin was breathing with a lot of difficulty. As it was even chilled and cold night, the lips of the baby turned into greenish blue color and the fingers became sea blue in color. It's not even covered in proper cloth, as the cloth was all tattered and torn, and so the baby was shivering. As the garbage bin has a lot of dust, so the rats came in to search for their food. And these rats were tearing the baby's hair and they were biting the baby's tender ears. Suddenly, there appeared a very black, dirty cat in the bin in search of its food, of course for the rats. As it jumped into the bin with a screeching meow, the rats ran away with a clicking squeak. There is a total confusion in the garbage bin. The baby's now at the mouth of the death in that fearful silent night. The only question is that whether the sin committed by baby is only being born in this heartless world. We have to just think wisely for a moment and ensure that a good future for all babies being born around the world. What happened was really pathetic end for a baby, and it should not occur for any kind of child anywhere around the world. Children, just think about the social barriers that are troubling the society today, and just think how this caste system and homelessness, particularly what we have discussed in this units, can trouble the people. And you are the future citizens who are going to build a better society tomorrow. So children, you try to be rightful citizens in all the possible ways. So, hoping for a best future. Thank you all for staying with me, and I wish you all happy learning, and let's all meet in the next class.